14 TV moments that were almost fatal. The Brady Bunch. In the episode The Cincinnati Kids, the script called for the cast to be filmed riding a roller coaster. However, the camera that was mounted at the front of the coasters looked loose to Robert Reed, aka Mike Brady, and he ordered a test run of the coaster to ensure safety. Reed's gut proved to be right as the camera flew off its mount and would have potentially killed the cast had they been on board. Aaron Paul. A boulder nearly smashed the actor during the first season of the critically acclaimed series Breaking Bad. The giant rock was sitting on top of an RV when it was blown off by a sudden gust of wind and landed on the spot where Paul had just been standing a few moments earlier. Fortunately, Paul wasn't there because he had asked the director if he could shoot his take from an alternate spot. Matthew Fox. The star of the cult television series Lost nearly died when co-star Terry O'Quinn stabbed him with a real knife during a dramatic fight scene. Like the Smiths incident, Fox's near-fatal encounter was the result of using a real blade instead of a collapsible one. The only thing that saved the actor was the protective vest that he wore at the insistence of the show's stunt coordinator. Richard Hammond. The Top Gear co-host was seriously injured while filming a segment at the old RAF Elvington Air Base near the English city of York. The car he was driving, a jet-powered dragster called Vampire, spun out of control and rolled over into a grass field with enough force to embed Hammond's helmet into the turf. Hammond was reportedly going 288 miles an hour at the time of the accident. Nigella Lawson. During the first episode of the culinary talent show The Taste, a ceramic spoon cracked inside Lawson's mouth and nearly choked her. The mere act of trying to eat something led to a seriously scary coughing fit, but she did live to bite another day. Bob Denver. The star of Gilligan's Island almost became a lion snack. There was a sequence during an episode where Denver tried to barricade himself from a lion inside Mr. and Mrs. Howell's hut, which would have worked if the lion weren't already in the hut. According to Denver, the lion made a run at him, but the beast's trainer was able to tackle it in midair, thus sparing Denver from being mauled. Kristin Chenoweth. The popular Broadway star nearly got killed by a piece of faulty equipment shortly after joining the show The Good Wife. A light fixture fell on the set and struck her in the face while her first episode was being filmed. She wound up with a fractured skull, spinal and rib injuries, cracked teeth, and a broken nose. However, a more direct hit would have possibly ended her life. Tom York. The Radiohead frontman was doing a gig for MTV's Spring Break when he jumped into a swimming pool and almost drowned. He managed to survive, but he nearly came close to dying again when he almost grabbed a live microphone while sopping wet. Fortunately, a heady MTV VJ kicked the mic out of York's reach before he could touch it and electrocute himself. Chevy Chase with help from Jimmy Smits. During the filming of the show Dexter, Smits was prepping for a scene where he stabbed a kill room victim, played by stuntman Chase. But Smits accidentally grabbed a real knife instead of the prop knife he was supposed to use, and Chase's character was bound and gagged, so he had no way to yell stop. The only thing that saved Chase was a small piece of plastic that was covering his heart. Chevy Chase. In the 1981 film Modern Problems, Chevy Chase suffered a near-death experience when he was electrocuted, when a stunt went terribly awry. In the scene, Chase was wearing landing lights attached to his body as his character is dreaming of being an airplane. The lights short-circuited, causing Chase to lose consciousness. Ian Somerhalder. The star of The Vampire Diaries was almost killed during a choreographed fight scene. According to co-star Nathaniel Bozelic, something didn't work during a dramatic tussle between him and Somerhalder, and that malfunction nearly cost the latter actor his life. Gerard Butler. Mostly filmed in the ocean, the actors of the 2012 film Chasing Mavericks had to deal with some pretty high waves. One in particular nearly drowned Gerard Butler. The 20-foot wave forced Butler underwater during a shoot. Gerard, coincidentally, was playing the role of Frosty Hessian, a man who saves his drowning neighbor, which basically started the whole premise of the movie. Isla Fisher. Another near drowning happened on the set of Now You See Me during one of the magic trick scenes. Isla Fisher's chain got caught while she was in the fish tank, keeping her underwater for around 3 minutes. Luckily, along with the help from a stunt woman, Fisher was able to resurface using a quick release switch. She was a little hesitant on completing the scene, but Who wouldn't be? Tom Hanks. During the filming of Castaway, Hanks was cut on the leg, which halted filming for 3 whole weeks. This wasn't just your average cut, though. The cut became infected, and Hanks almost died from blood poisoning, spending 3 days in the hospital. Halle Berry. While filming The Call, Halle Berry fell and slammed her head against a concrete floor. She was knocked out cold and was rushed to a hospital where she recovered. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp was dragged by a horse 25 yards while filming the movie The Lone Ranger. Eventually, he fell off the horse completely, barely escaping being trampled by the horse. Michael J. Fox. While filming the scene in Back to the Future Part 3 where Fox's character has a noose around his neck, Fox miscalculated the stunt and ended up passing out for about 30 seconds.